Hey, people, listen, the D was late. The D was late. But can I tell y'all that y'all know I live in a townhouse, and so for years I have been fighting to get on the association board, and finally they said yes to the diva. So I'm on the board, and tonight was the meeting. So of course the meeting was supposed to end at 8 o'clock, but no, it didn't end till like 8:30. It's close to my house, but that's where I was. But I'm here now, and the train is pulling out the building. It pulled out late, but I'm glad y'all waited for me because the train still pulled out. We got stuff to talk about, y'all. Yes, we do. We have stuff to talk about. So listen, tonight's trending topics. I got to get my little self together over here. Tonight's trending topic. Okay? Oh my. Oh my. That's the title of tonight's trending topic. Oh my. Why? Because listen, do y'all remember? Y'all know I gotta take y'all down memory lane. When we talked about this story, I want to say it was early in the summer. Kenya Moore, they was filming Real Housewives of Atlanta, their 16th season. They called it Sweet 16. And it was said, the rumor mill was that she had her Kenya Moore hair care event. She cut the ribbon. She did an opening, which she was mad because the 15th season, she claimed she did all of this stuff with her Kenya Moore hair care, and it was discriminating against her. And I'm paraphrasing the words. And so for the 16th season, they said, okay, go ahead. Let's showcase your hair care salon, Kenya Moore Hair Care. And they gave her a whole event. And at her event, she had poster boards set up so that she can set up her co-worker. They said when she unveiled these posters, it was her co-worker, Brittany Eady, performing an oral act on a man. And people was like, Kenya didn't do that. It's a lie. Brittany's a liar. And everybody that was saying that it was so and they saw with their own eyes, they're lying. I said, but why do you think they suspended her? They're wrong. This, that, and the other. Okay? Come on now, Felicia D. That's why I love you. Come on now. She dragged Andy and Bravo. Then Mark dragged them too. My. Here we go. Come on now. Woo. The people was piping hot, pissy mad at me because they said Kenya would never, but I said, but she did. Oh, you just don't like Kenya, Diva. And I told them 10 times over, I don't know Kenya not to like her. I just do trending topics and I analyze them. And I analyze them using my brain. But people was like, Brittany Eady's a liar. Kenya Moore's telling the truth. Kenya Moore herself says she will be vindicated. But then she gets up on the Tamron Hall show today, and I paraphrase. She gets up on Tamron Hall today, said, I apologize. Hindsight is everything. And I take full accountability for putting up these pictures of my coworker. I went too far. Okay, I went too far. Then she goes, I didn't myself see a tear. Come on now, let's talk about this. I didn't see myself see a tear, but she teared up. And she goes, before it was just me. But now that I have a daughter, I have a higher level of responsibility. And remember, I'm paraphrasing here. So I did it to protect myself and my daughter. And I was sitting back saying to myself, yeah, 50-50, that's her problem. Come on now, Felicia. You know, I said, let me listen to this one more again. You know, in this world, you know, woman, we're the lowest common denominator. But then in that group of women, the black woman is at the very, very bottom. So you get some pictures of your female co-worker performing a S act on someone, you display them, and somehow you did that defending yourself and your daughter. You gotta make that make sense to me. And I remember the conversation we had on this vividly, because people were fighting. Diva, the pictures were readily accessible online. I said, really? I said, then send it to me. Let me tell you this, I never got the picture. And it's not because I wanted to see it, but it's because I said it was not readily accessible online. Now, I hope that people that was beating me up, slapping me in the face, punched me in the eye, gave me a concussion, that was telling me that Kenya Moore would never, I hope they in the chat tonight. Because Kenya Moore said out of her own mouth, I did do that. Like I told y'all that she did it when I first heard that it happened. Because I ain't that slow. Because Bravo, they like their ratings. Why would Bravo suspend you over nothing? But we're going to talk about it. Said Kenya should have just said, I'm sorry, I'm wrong, and left it at that. She should have. But you see, when the people talk, when you let the people talk long enough, the truth will always surface. The truth will always surface. And now that Bravo check ain't hitting her bank account, I don't know if they get paid weekly, monthly, or whatever. She had time to look at hindsight. But Kenya Moore is in her 50s. She shouldn't need 20/20 hindsight or none of that to know that putting up a poster board in your place of business, bringing that negative energy into Kenya Moore hair care, she should have known before she do it that didn't make no sense. But she messed around and found out. She talked about Andy and everybody, and now she said on Tamron Hall's show, Tamron, you know who helped me the best, the most out of this? Andy Cohen. And you know I love Candy, but Candy Burners also said Kenya Moore would never. Well, Kenya Moore did. We're going to talk about it. Let me move on to the next story. Because it seems like people got selective memories. They tell the truth when they feel like it. And then they mad at us when we don't know whether they telling the truth or a lie. Everybody wants to rewrite history. And when they rewrite it, they was always an angel. You got Shyne versus Diddy drama. Shyne, back in 1999, he found himself in a club with Diddy. Pow Pows were involved. Jennifer Lopez was there. Diddy, according to people that was there, had a pow pow. Shyne, according to people that was there, had a pow pow. And people got hurt. It was a trial. It was mugshots. People got arrested. Diddy was one of them. Shyne was one of them. and there was a trial. And Shyne said he was a scapegoat, the fall guy. He is now also saying that Diddy's lawyer and his lawyer were in cahoots to make sure that he went down for the whole situation. He said Diddy brought in witnesses, and these witnesses spoke against Shyne. And now he's saying he knew he was a demon. Said Diddy's a devil. He's demonic. That's what Shyne said, right? And he's the reason why he spent 10 years in jail. Well, listen, I'm not a saint. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. But let me tell you this. Diva ain't built for nobody's jail. Don't put no handcuffs on me. I don't even like if I'm driving wrong and the cops pull me over, I'm nervous. And I got all my paperwork in order. The car insurance paid, the registration is right. I don't play them games. But if I'm with someone who I call my mentor, my friend, and a situation go down, and we all get in trouble, and now that friend, while we in trial, looking like he turning on me, well, Diva about to turn too. You got to be kidding me. I'm not going to give, I'm not about to do time for nobody. But all right, he did the 10 years. And he claimed the whole time, while he was behind bars or whoever he could listen and whoever would talk to him, he said he kept saying that Diddy ruined my life. And I said, okay. So you get out. You said you knew this man was demonic. He was the devil. He brought witnesses in the courtroom to speak against you. You was the scapegoat. You was the fall guy. I'm rolling with your story. I'm hearing you, Shyne. But then you get out. And I don't know if Diddy met you at the gate when you was coming out, or if he hit you up later once you was out. But you out. 10 years later, you 28? And Diddy gets in contact with you, or you get in contact. I don't know how it went down. But there's a concert. Is Diddy involved? And you did this concert with Diddy. The double. The one that made you the fall guy. The one that made you the scapegoat. You do a concert with him. I'm not getting on the stage with the devil. I promise you that. Not if I know it's a no. If I don't know, that's one thing. So you do a concert with the devil, with the demonic one. He donates money to Belize. You take the donation. He gets the key to the city. You there while he's being honored, getting the key to the city. You got to make that make sense to me, because it don't make no sense to me. You come out, you go on Tamron Hall, you act like you an angel. I forgave Diddy. I don't want to talk about that. Tamron is behind me. I want to talk about Belize and everything I'm doing there and so forth and so on. That's what you said when you first came out. It's nothing but forgiveness. You better now. You don't blame Diddy. That's what you said on the Tamron Hall show. This is not Diva putting 2110. This is not Diva putting words in your mouth. In the Tamron Hall show, round one, you said you forgive. You about forgiveness. Now, you got a documentary on November 18th coming on Hulu. And you call yourself the Honorable Shyne. The Honorable Shyne. Okay. And now you saying every time somebody put a mic in your face, Diddy's the devil. He ruined my life. Okay. So you help Help me figure out when everything twisted around. When did it change? Did it change after you got the $1 million? Did it change after you did the concert with him? Did it change after you was there while he was getting the key to the city? At what point did you go to sleep and wake up and say he the devil? Was it once he got locked away? Did you realize then he was the devil and demonic? But no, you said you knew it way back when you was convicted and had to do time in jail. You knew he was the problem, but when you came out, you was in his face. You can't send conflicting messages and then expect people to understand where you coming from. You want to talk to Tamara Hall? I know I said this, but this is that, and miss me with the nonsense. Miss me with the nonsense. Because I'm going to tell you this right here, right now. If I done did 10 years in jail, I already been at rock bottom. I'm not going to take money from the devil to come up. I'm going to go get a what? Y'all should already know right now. A studio apartment. And I'm good. Keep your $1 million, Diddy. Now, if you, the whole time I was in there, was putting money on my books, making sure my mom and them was good, that's different. But he said on the Tamara Hall show this time around, or he said in that with the Honorable Shyne, he said, Diddy didn't even make sure my mama was straight. So there ain't no way I'm coming out being in your face if I think you demonic. We gonna talk about it. Yes, she did, Amaya. Yes, she did. He full of it. And then the last story. This girl got guts. She mean business. One of Diddy's accusers, today, she had to say her name, or else her lawsuit was going to get thrown out of the court. Well, guess what? Buckle your seatbelt. She said her name. Yes, she did. She said, okay, y'all want my name? I can't be Jane Doe. I can't be Jane Doe. She said, okay, then here go my name. She refiled that lawsuit with her name. Give it up, because that girl, she bold. She's standing on business. They thought they was going to punk her. And she said, not today. And she said, they need my name. Here go my name. Here go my name. That's what she said. So now this thing is on and popping. It's a lot, people. We got stuff to talk about. The title is called, Oh My. Buckle your seatbelts. Let's do this thing, okay? Come on now. Oh, come on, Ocean. Okay, that seatbelt is buckle. Buckle your seatbelt, people. And hit the like button. The diva is working, okay? The diva is working. And listen to people. I need a what in the chat? I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is what's today? I'm saying I'm backing us up to Tuesday. It's Thursday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title is called Oh My. We got Kenya Moore's apology. I don't know why she apologizing, because she herself says she ain't do nothing. We got Shyne versus Diddy, and we got Diddy's accuser saying her name. All right, now let me load this train up, bring the people on in the building. Hey, Wayne. Hey, Felicia. Hey, listen, I need y'all to come on in the building, okay? And if you never been up here before, you know what y'all can do. Y'all can hit that link, because we got some seats open on the train. And I'm going to need y'all to up that like button. The diva is working. Hit the like button. That's all y'all got to do. All right, let's get into this story. I think I'm going to do Shyne first. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do first? I think I'm going to do Kenya Moore's apology first. Because I said to myself, what we doing here? What we doing here? Okay, so let me go ahead and share screen. Let's see if this is right. Do I have the one I want here? I think I do. Um, I may have to cue this back up to what. Oh, here it is. Okay, I got it. I got it. I got it. I got everything I want. Okay. All right, let's do this. All right. So let me block this for a minute. So Roa regrets. Kenya Moore tearfully takes accountability for distasteful Britt Eady photo scandals. She says she was protecting her daughter. Okay. Kenya Moore is sorry for taking things too far with Roa Newby. The reality star 53 appeared on Tamron Hall Thursday and emotionally took accountability for sharing distasteful photos of Britt Eady during her Kenya Moore hair spa opening. That's Kenya Moore, and that is Britt Eady. As previously reported, Kenya announced in June that she wouldn't be returning to Roa after allegedly violating production's code of conduct by blowing up photos of Eady, an insurance agent set to make her season 16 debut, seemingly performing oral S. Okay. Kenya was initially suspended for her actions, and before being booted from the show, she defiantly said that she had proof she did not engage in revenge P. Now, instead of sharing proof, Kenya is sharing an apology. Kenya Moore apologizes for sharing Britt Eady photos, according to the former USA who appeared on Tamron Hall to promote her book co-authored by her daughter. She blew things out of proportion to protect her baby girl. Really? And listen, little mama is, where have you been? Okay, I'm sorry, I can't play that because the music is there, but she's absolutely adorable, right? So this is her on the Tamron Hall show, doing her apology. Let's take a listen.
Listen, in hindsight is always 50-50. If I could do it all over again, I believe the photos were very distasteful, and I elevated the situation. I've elevated situations before, and I've taken full accountability for the things that I've done. I am sorry for what I've done. I didn't have to take it that far. But when I felt threatened, I've never had a child and be in a situation like this before. So that's why I escalated it to the point where I was protecting not only myself, but my child.
Okay. While Kenya is apologetic, it's doubtful that Brittany Eady will accept her apology. As previously reported, Roland Newby called Kenya's Bravo booting karma. What do you think about Kenya Moore taking accountability for the scandal? I had another screen I wanted to show. I'm going to have to pull it up, but I'll go to the panel first, and then I'll pull up my other screen. Wayne, what are your thoughts?
Well, she had to say something. You know, I mean, if she didn't say anything, you know, she looked bad. So she comes up with an apology. So she had to say something, you know. And I mean, for her to lie like that, I mean, this stuff is, you know, it's a paper trail. I mean, her daughter will see that stuff, you know. And I really understand I was protecting my daughter. I couldn't tie that together, but that's it.
Well, who could tie that together? Felicia, your thoughts?
Good evening, everyone. I certainly can't tie it together. I'm embarrassed for her even more so than when it first happened. It's shame on her for using her daughter as a buffer, as for her inability to say she was wrong. I hope that because this was some months back, and I remember, Diva, and thank you for that, we had a long discussion about how to behave at work. And there seemed to be a split down the middle that she didn't do anything, it was her own place of business. You know, she didn't buy it, she didn't purchase it, all of this stuff. And then she came out with statements about you all would see and fake news and all this other crap. And here we are months later, and we finding out sister girl ain't got no bacon and she ain't got no eggs, and the future ain't looking so good. So she's partnering up with She says someone who's, an R, unfair and all of this other stuff because she got to feed the baby. This is a lot. I'm embarrassed for her.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really am.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is, couldn't she have just gone on and apologized? Said, I was sorry, apologized to her fans? No, you're bringing the little one. So she still hasn't won. So, like many people, she's finding out, yep, you got it right there. No eggs, no bacon. You out. Okay, I'm done.
Uncle Jay, you know in the building, but hold on 1 second. I need to share this screen. Okay, so can you more explain the situation with Brittany Eady and what led up to the explicit displayed at her salon opening? There were threats. I told the producers, but they made me feel like the Black Karen. I didn't feel protected, so I took matters into my own hands. I found explicits of her on the internet. Hold on now. She claimed, okay, but I knew they would likely blur it out. Is she serious right now?
The young lady escalated it to the point of tearing off mics, screaming all kind of obscenities at me and threatening me. I felt threatened.
Right. Take me to the salon because I'm all proud because you have a new salon. You're opening this new business.
Yes.
And no one is talking about you opening your business. They are reports that you had.
It overshadowed it.
You overshadowed it.
Yes.
This is what happened. They were saying you had these pictures of her.
Yes. Okay, let me tell you what happened. So from that night where all of this stuff happened and there were threats in my direction, and I felt very concerned. I told the producers, I'm concerned, I'm scared. And I kind of feel like they said, oh, we'll take care of it. And it didn't feel like it was taken care of. They actually made me feel like I was being like a Black Karen. Like, here Kenya goes again. Nothing really happened. During this taping, the young lady escalated it and they were joking or something. I don't take threats or the way that I felt. You can't invalidate my feelings. And it was a real concern for me. I'm a single mom with a beautiful child that if anything happened to me, no one would be there for her.
So you felt threatened by some actions that happened?
Yes. And she repeatedly said, or it was said that you don't know who I am. So I didn't feel like I was being protected and I took matters into my own hands. I did my research on her. I found a lot of information, especially in the, explicit world, with a few clicks, with people helping me. I didn't get things sent to me, photos or videos that I did see, allegedly that were her. And I said, okay, if no one else is going to step up for me and protect me, I'm going to protect myself and I'm going to tell everyone what I found out about her. It's a receipt. And before it really happened, they were joking or something. I don't take join Housewives of any franchise 5 years in. We made up the term receipts, right?
Yeah.
If you find dirt on someone or somebody is messing with you, you come back with what? A receipt. I found a valid receipt found on the internet.
So you knew that Bravo was recording your
Yes, it was
salon.
during a taping. Everyone signed waivers. It was during a taping. I didn't stand out on the corner, posting anything. It was during a taping. And we know, even with nudity that has happened on the show, they blur things out. So at the end of the day, I knew that they would likely blur it out because whatever it was that I found, they didn't like the receipt. It was explicit. And they didn't like, I found a lot, but I only showed one.
Okay, so at the salon, you have these images up that you say you found on your own.
I pulled them out at some point.
So they were up. At some point, you pulled them out.
That was one part of it, yes.
But they're up.
Yes.
Okay.
They were
so
shown.
you assume that they would be blurred out.
Join Housewives of any franchise.
When this aired.
Of course they would. They can't show
because
nudity.
they can't show this.
Yes.
Were you building a moment? I mean, I know you said the other person was trying to make a name for themselves, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Were you trying to have a Kenya moment doing this and it backfired?
I don't think that it's a Kenya moment. I live my truth. You're
the shade assassin.
I'm the shade assassin, but My moment is my life.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't need to create a moment.
Right.
That there's a difference.
Which when this aired?
Of course they would. They can't.
Child. Uncle Jay, what are your thoughts?
Hello, everyone. Hey, Diva.
Hey,
Long-time viewer. First time up here on the panel.
I appreciate you.
It's just so sad to see Kenya go down like this. I think, well, not I think, I know she's been very antagonistic over the years. And she's very much a throw rocks and hide her hands type of person. And she bullies and she puts things out there. And then once she gets her, taste of her own medicine, she wants to cry wolf or act as if she's the victim. Hello, Portia Williams, Stewart Gobadia. I just hated that she actually went this far. And now she's on this apology tour because she's realizing that she's not very marketable in 2024 outside of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I recently saw her she's on a commercial for migraines now. So that's how low she's gotten, that she's now having to promote drugs. And it's really sad to see.
I appreciate you. She's claiming that she's still getting paid, and I'm coming to you, Katrina. This is her claim. Hold on one second. Let's go back here. She claiming she's still getting paid.
Under suspicion for revenge porn. I never ever from the network, their mouths exactly. You were never under investigation for revenge porn. That is something someone put on their Instagram along with law to point a finger at me for something that was completely a false narrative.
So why aren't you on the show?
I'm not on the show because we started filming and this is a pivotal season for Real Housewives and they had a lot of new girls. And as you said before, I was one of the few that survived. And we were really excited to get the season started. And some of the new girls, as in the past, they come on and they're trying to make a name for themselves, especially when they're not really showing up.
But that's a part of the franchise.
That's a
right?
part of
no
the
one
franchise.
wants to see a boring Housewives episode.
Exactly.
And so some of the things that come on, people are keeping it spicy for a reason.
Yes.
Okay.
But when you go too far, and that's what happened, we were having a filming and things took like a really dark turn. And toward me, there was a young lady who was new and she just was poking the bear. And everybody knows, the saying that I made up, don't come for me unless I send for you.
Right.
And that means simply, I mind my business. And I don't start anything, I respond. So
you were not fired or were you fired?
I was never fired. So there were a lot of headlines that spread across the world. Kenya was fired. She was fired. She was let go. All of those things, and they were not true.
What is true?
What is true is that, where do you want me to start?
Well, are you a part of the show?
I am still under contract, and I am still an employee of the network.
So you still receive checks from the show?
I still do.
Wow.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Period. So you're still being paid by Bravo. You've not been fired from the show. I felt that this was a ploy for ratings. I have felt from the beginning, and I have not told you this, because it doesn't make sense. I think if this is a case of revenge porn and there's an investigation, and I hope that there was, why are you still being paid?
So here's the thing. That's another lie. I was never under suspicion for revenge porn. I never, ever from the network, their mouths exactly, you were never under investigation for revenge porn. That is something someone put on their Instagram.
Oh, child, it's a lot. Katrina, your thoughts?
Hello, everybody. She's a liar. I don't think Bravo was still playing her. I think she went on that show for sympathy, for people to buy that book. She said she was trying to protect her daughter, but this is the way you protect your daughter, by messing or putting somebody else's daughter pictures on your line out in the forefront. You thinking about your daughter, but what about that girl mama? That's her daughter. So by her coming out saying this stuff, I don't believe her. I don't think she's sorry. I think she thought she was gonna get away with it because she was one of the top dogs in this on the show, and it didn't work. And now she's crying, pretending to cry, so people can buy that book. I don't feel sorry for her. That's all I got. She'll be all right.
Ooh, I appreciate you. It's messy. It's interesting. She's claiming she's still getting paid, but I wonder I wonder if she's getting her Bravo check that she normally gets. I'm getting a feeling that that is not so. But listen, time will tell. Her putting this thing on her daughter, interesting, to say the least. Go ahead, Uncle Jay. I see you want to say something.
I just wanted to give credit where credit is due. It was not the Real Housewives of Atlanta that coined the phrase receipts. It was the late, great Whitney Elizabeth Houston via Diane Sawyer.
Okay. Come on now. You better get the facts. She swear they started everything on the Housewives. Come on now. Give it to Whitney Houston. All right. Boom. There we go. I appreciate that. And you know what she sure did, Special K? Candy confirmed she was fired on an interview. You know what? It's the lies that are being told that is so messy. But if Kenya Moore wants to tell that on Tamron Hall and Andy Cohen's allowing it, whatever, it is what it is. All right. So we're going to go ahead and move on to Shyne. I don't get Shyne. I don't understand Shyne. And if he wants to be a politician over there in Belize, why does he just stick to that? Why is he revamping and trying to rewrite history in this documentary? It's a lot. And I think it's going to be, he's bit off more than he could chew, if you ask me. So let me get into this story. So Shyne, he goes on media bender, chopping down Diddy, demonic actions. He's saying Diddy ruined him. So Shyne hit the New York City pavement hard this week, reminding everyone Diddy ruined his life following the infamous 1999 club pow-powing, the actions of a demonic man. That's what Shyne said. So let's just listen to Shyne talking his own words. 1 second here. I had it queued up, but it unfortunately it went out.
Celebrities there that you recognized.
It was a rapper that we all know.
Straight up porn directed by Diddy.
I'm just grateful to have made it out.
Someone that was prepared to have me sit in jail I was facing 25 years, to totally destroy my career, destroy my life, rob me of my freedom, to be a participant in that. Of course, it doesn't surprise me that he would be accused of the atrocious things that he is, because, what he did to me and my family, was to me demonic.
He said it was demonic. Hold on 1 second. So the former Bad Boy Records star sat for Good Morning America, and the current leader of the opposition in Belize House of Representatives said he wasn't surprised about Diddy's current incarceration. He also went back on the Tamron Hall show and spoke to Tamron, and his mother was with him. Shyne says Diddy evilly left him to rot in prison, serving nearly 9 years. He could have done 25. Late in the day, he hit the Tamron Hall show with his mother, and scuffed at the time Diddy labeled him his brother when they reunited at a 2022 BET Awards. Shyne says no brother of his would have called witnesses behind his back to make him the fall guy in the trial. So my thing is, why didn't he say that when they reunited? He says he only agreed to go on BET with Diddy because he doesn't live in the past and he doesn't live in those depressive moments. Contrary to the shooting victim, Natalia Rubin's testimony, Shyne still maintains his innocence in the nightclub incident and admitted he actually didn't see Diddy firing the pow-pow at the time. Although Diddy's alleged bragging found in Little Rod's lawsuit was a triggering moment for him. So nonetheless, he placed the blame on journalist Jules Vasquez for attaching him to Diddy's storyline in the present day. He's simply trying to promote his documentary. Stephen A. Smith, got more Diddy sound bites out of Shyne during their interview. He told the sports host Heavyweight that he once considered Diddy a mentor while referring to his debut album as one of his greatest hip-hop albums ever. Shyne explained his doc will showcase how his mother trusted her 19-year-old son with Diddy, only for him to be sent off to prison. The contributions he sent to the family over the years was nothing less than offensive. He was the sacrificial lamb. He called Diddy the devil for years, but no one listened. Well, Funkmaster Flex has a different feeling about Shyne, and he was not shy about saying what he wanted to say to Shyne. Let's take a listen.
This is the type of indictment you would expect from someone in
his reputation. He presents The Downfall of Diddy, The Indictment, now streaming on Tubi.
A problem with the dudes he had in the club, not Puff. So I want to make sure, because this has been bothering me for weeks. So when somebody tries to say they the scapegoat, or they were used, it's been bothering me, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. Shyne, I love you, bro, and I know what you've been through. No, I don't, but you're a liar. You're a stone cold-faced liar, Shyne. First of all, you remember when D-Rock had to beat you up at that studio because you were feeling yourself? You lucky you signed the Bad Boy, because if you did not sign the Bad Boy and you signed the Def Jam or anywhere else, they were gonna pound you out like the day they beat you up at that studio. Shyne, you can't lie with me around, bro. And I'm gonna tell you something else, Shyne. If you hated Puff so much, when he got the key to the city, you were in the trailer. Sucker. You're a sucker. I can't stand you. You got no guts. You went to jail because you took out your gun because you were scared to get punched in the face by some dudes that you knew that were your people that you jerked. You jerked them because you assigned to them first, Shyne. Shyne, you assigned to those dudes first. I am going to expose you, Shyne, because you're a liar. You could fool your country on who you are. You ain't fooling me. You had 10 record deals because you sound like the Notorious B.I.G. and you died. Everybody wanted to spit in your face back then, Shyne, including me. But you sounded like Biggie, and he was capitalizing off of something. Don Pooh, I apologize. I know I said I wasn't going to say something tonight. I'm sorry. Shyne, your records were whack too. I'm gonna wait till your whack documentary come out, and I'm gonna destroy you. You're a liar. It's a documentary. Oh yeah, it was on Hulu, saying that he was framed and he was whatever, and you know he was the scapegoat and everything else. You're a liar. You couldn't even come through that tunnel. They would have slapped you. You had to come through with 1,000 goons.
Yo, what?
You wanted your head because you had no respect for Biggie. That ain't your natural voice. You're a goofball. You went to jail because you were scared.
Yikes. Shyne's string of interviews will surely piss off Funkmaster Flex even further. The Hot 97 DJ was active in the industry at the time. As he says, the Belize politician is huffing hot air of lies. In case you are not convinced, Shyne also sat with Access Hollywood for a 20-minute interview regarding all things Diddy. Has this guy really moved on? Diddy's spokesperson categorically denies Shyne's allegations, including the suggestion Diddy orchestrated Shyne to take the fall in the 1999 case, or sacrifice him in any way, or directed witness testimony against Shyne. Diddy has consistently maintained his own innocence in the case, the rep points out. The spokesperson tells TMZ Mr. Combs cannot accept or condone any characterization of his actions as demonic or malicious, and says Diddy wishes Shyne continued success. This is going to be a hot mess. Felicia, what are your thoughts?
You know, I believe Grandmaster Flash. I did. I think he's genuinely angry. I think he's upset. I think he's tired of the trying to rebrand himself Shyne, because that's what it sounds like. Somebody trying to rebrand themselves. And if you recall, when you did this story some months back, I said that Shyne needed to go back to jail so he could figure out what he did wrong and why he was in there the first time around. So he's still not understanding what has happened, why he was found guilty, had to go do time. And as you said on the intro, when he was out there doing the concert and he was there when Mr. Combs was getting the key to the city, it was all like, we're good. And now it's all of this negative talk and hate talk and, the dark side. Well, you were there. And I think the lows of lows is he said he didn't help his mother. I mean, it just got worse. He and Kenya on the same track tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no eggs, no bacon.
I cannot.
Because it's like we want the truth, but we're not getting the truth. And we're getting all this other stuff. And you're right. This person was supposed to be all of these negative things. You knew this. You had 10 years to figure out what this person was and was not to you and your family. And now because somebody gave you a couple of dollars, maybe to do a movie, you're going all in. It's unfortunate. So Kenya slammed her daughter and he's slamming his mother. I'm done.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Felicia. Katrina, your thoughts?
Felicia, you left out the toast. If it's okay, if from what I understood, I thought they said Diddy did the pow powing and he took the ride for Diddy because Diddy supposed to pay him some money while he was locked up. So obviously Diddy must didn't give the money to the mom like he was supposed to, because Diddy don't never pay anybody. So now Shyne is mad. You said this, like you Felicia was saying, he can go back to jail. I mean, back to jail because you said on the stand that you did do it or something like that, I think, or the lawyers found you guilty or whatsoever. But either or, it's too late. I mean, you could have been came out and said the real truth or whatsoever and let it go. Because you remember I had said the other day that Shyne voice sound different from the song Bad Boy. But because I love that song. Really did. But yet still, you should have made sure Diddy paid your mom the right amount before you got locked up. And now you mad because she didn't get the money. Because that's what I believe would happen. Because as we know, Diddy don't pay. So, but Shyne, you gonna have to go sit down out of this one because can't nobody back you because y'all lie so much. You in, like Felicia said, you in Kenya. Y'all lie so much. You can't believe when you telling the truth. If you telling the truth, we wouldn't know because you lie. But that's all I got. And Felicia, don't forget about the toast no more.
Yeah. Listen. Shyne, let me just add this. Shyne claims he said from day one, he was saying that he kept saying that, he was set up. He didn't do this. But the problem is Natalia Rubin, who has been 10 toes down. Now, she's the one that has a very consistent story. She was 10 toes down from day one. She told everybody that it was Diddy who pow-powed her through her eyes. And when Shyne tried to claim he was all innocent or whatever the case may be, because News Nation interviewed Natalia Rubin, and she said Shyne is where he did the time he was supposed to do, because she said he had a pow-pow also, and somebody that got hurt off of his pow-pow. And listen, Funkmaster Flex is saying that the whole thing popped off because of Shyne. So Shyne, stop it. Where am I at? Wayne, did you speak on this?
Yeah. You know, Funkmaster, whatever his name, DJ Funk, whatever his name, he started off saying to Shyne, talking about Shyne, he said, brother or something, I love you. He started off with that. So I thought he was going to kind of go on, you know, and like somebody said, at least he took a couple breaths.
Because he was piping hot, pissy mad.
Yeah, and he said that with some passion. He said that with like, he knew what he was talking about. However, this was a little bit above my pay grade. It's too many lies and I can't keep track.
I appreciate you, Wayne. Uncle Jay, your thoughts?
Well, first, Funkmaster, he need to go grab his bottle of Sorting because his blood pressure is a little high. So on one end, I understand what Shyne is doing. The devil you know is better than the devil you don't. And you're gonna pay me for my pain. So if I went to jail for 9 years, when I get out, I might have to play with you a little bit, devil, but I'm eventually gonna get something out of you. And so I say, get your money, man. But watch your back, though.
Well, you know, the problem is that if you're going to do that, you got to be consistent with your message, right?
Right.
You can't go on Tamara Hall's show acting like you a saint, you into forgiveness, you forgave Diddy, then you doing concerts with him. If you know, you go on to the he's getting the key to the city, you there. That's somebody getting the key to the city and you being there. It's like you're supporting them. It's not just about you getting this money. Maybe you're doing a benefit concert. It's about you getting the money. You there when he getting the keys to the city. That's like a friend supporting a friend and you're being there. So that's right. Come on, Flip. You got to get your lives together. You got to take a road and stick to it. But you can't go on Tamron Hall the first time and tell her he kept redirecting Tamron Hall when Tamron Hall was asking him about Diddy and the pow-powing the first time when he first got out of jail. Go back and watch the first interview that he was on with Tamron Hall. Now he got smoking heat and he was railroaded. And Diddy's a devil and he knew he was demonic. I'm not even, listen, if the devil owe me money, listen, well, I want to say his name was Country Rain, and he did the interview on Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp. He said, I can always make money, but I can't get back my time. I'm not going to play. I'm not wasting no more time with the devil. I can go make some more money on my own, but I'm not going to play with the devil like that for a nickel, dollar, or dime. Whatever he was supposed to owe me, just like he's in jail now, he gonna pay. People will always pay for their wrongdoing. God said, let vengeance be mine. I'm not fooling with Diddy. Not for $1 million check, not for a $50 check, not for nothing. You know you owe me. Either you pay me or you don't, but I'm not gonna fool with you like that. If I really spent 9 years behind bars because of you and you made me the fall guy, I don't want nothing from you. Now I'm going to roll into this last story. It's Diddy. I'm going to give this Candace McCary, I want to say her name is credit. She filed her lawsuit initially as Jane Doe. And they gave her till today to say her name or her case was going to be thrown out of court. Well, she said her name. She said her name. She gave up. The Jane Doe. She not on Jane Doe anymore. She said her name. Let me go ahead and share screen really quickly. And thank you everybody for helping me out. People hit the like button. Now her thing is 19 pages. It's in the United States District Court of the Southern District of New York. And you got Candace up there versus Sean Diddy Combs. And all his company, Bad Boy Production, Bad Boy Book Holding, Bad Boy, so forth and so on. Okay, so she's not playing. So I don't want to go through this whole 19 pages. We actually went through her case before. Part of it, I want to say the beginning is talks about generic of what Diddy did before it gets into her own story. But it says this case seeks both compensatory and punitive damages for aggravated SA or plaintiff Candace. This conduct described herein is violent and shockingly typical of defendant Sean Combs. Aided and enabled by numerous individuals and entities, Sean Combs for many years believed he was above the law. He is not. I don't even know, what lawyer wrote this, because, I mean, who puts that in there? And how do you, I don't know. This is just crazy. The way some of these lawsuits are written up now, I wish they had a speed course in lawyer and in a short test for the bar, because I would go do it and become a lawyer and get some of this money. This don't even make sense. For decades, Sean Combs, and they give all his names, abused, assaulted, threatened, and coerced women and men and minors for sexual gratification, to assert dominance and to conceal his aberrant conduct. Now, my thing is, how can you say that is so? I'm just wondering when he hasn't even been convicted of anything yet. Combs accomplished these acts by and through a criminal enterprise built on his success as a rapper, record producer, and record executive. Combs is reportedly one of the wealthiest musical musicians in the world. Behind the facade of being a 3-time Grammy Award winner, discovering and developing multiple famous musical artists, and ranking on Forbes' list of the highest paid entertainers in the world, there existed something sinister, a dark underbelly of crime, ST, forced labor, kidnapping, bribery, and the P word. Combs is a menace to society, women, men, and children. While his wealth has kept him above consequence for years, Combs now faces the awesome power of the American judicial system and ultimately a jury of his peers who will be asked to punish him for the deplorable conduct described herein. Now, where's her? We didn't even get to her stuff yet, okay? Combs' businesses. Combs' business enterprise is central to the pervasive acts of SA and abuse committed by his posse. Now he got a posse. This is in a lawsuit, y'all. And his pals during the last decades. Combs operated his business headquartered at various signs in Manhattan and Los Angeles under a variety of United States-based corporate entities, including Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Boy Books Holdings, and they go through all that. I ain't going through all that. Corporate entities in the Combs business portfolio included record labels, a recording studio, an apparel line, an alcohol spirits promoting business, a marketing agency, talent discovery, a television network, and media company. On the surface, each of these businesses serves as a legitimate purpose related to entertainment, music, and other subjects, but in reality, Combs by and through himself and his agents, employees, and contractors under their business to SA, abuse, threaten, and coerce hundreds of individuals through sexual quid pro quo schemes, as well as to take advantage of these individuals with impunity, thinking the victims would never have any remorse. Combs and his agents and would tell victims, this is what it takes to be famous. What are you willing to do to become a star and to perform this S act, or else to coerce or force victim into performing a non-consensual S act for the gratification of Combs and his cohorts. The Combs business constituted ongoing organizations whose members function as continuing unit for a common purpose of achieving the objectives of Combs. My thing is, well, why didn't they name some of these other individuals in these lawsuits? Why are they only naming Combs? Why don't they tell us who the cohorts were the people that was helping? We need the names. Say their names. For years, Combs and his businesses engaged in a persistent and pervasive pattern of abuse towards women. And, a lot of that is saying things and that they use substances. Combs was, while celebrated for his business acumen and influence in the entertainment world, has often been described in a more troubling light as powerful, manipulative, and problematic. His aggressive tactics, both in business and personal dealings, have drawn criticism. So what page are we on? We're on page 4, and they still didn't get into what happened with her. Okay, they telling all of his other stuff. With many viewing him as someone who leverages his power to intimidate and control, the darker side of Combs' personnel has been underscored by numerous lawsuits and allegations that have surfaced over the years. Despite his undeniable success, his rise to the top of the world by a reputation for being ruthless and manipulative, using his influence in ways that have left a trail of legal and personal controversies, including, not limited to, again, disconnected to Shyne, right? The 1999 club pow-powing incident. Combs was embroiled in a high-profile case related to a nightclub pow-powing in New York involving his then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez and rapper Shyne. Combs was acquitted of all charges, though the case remains a significant legal event in his career. Multiple assault allegations. Combs has faced several lawsuits related to alleged physical assaults, many of which have been settled out of court. Business disputes. Combs has been involved in various business-related legal conflicts, particularly surrounding his Sean John clothing line and other ventures. These disputes often involve contractual disagreements and trademark claims. Claims by Cassie Ventura, Combs' former girlfriend. Cassandra Cassie Ventura filed a lawsuit accusing him of years of physical, emotional, and SA during their relationship. Cassie alleged repeated incidents of assault, coerced sex acts, and substance use, all contributing to an event of fear and manipulation. We have still not heard what happened to Candace. Okay. Combs particularly fancied the use of the popular DR substance, okay, GHB, to commit heinous non-consensual acts of S violence in R against countless victims. Combs often would secretly use the substance in an alcoholic beverage served at his parties. Can we hear what happened to Candace? Typically and seemingly innocent glass of champagne or a lemon drop, partygoers were forced to consume the alcoholic beverages containing GHB either prior to entering or while at Combs' party. There are also allegations of Combs dosing victims in lotions or similar bio oils, also laced with GHB. And they spell, listen, who is writing this up for them? GBH. Isn't it supposed to be GHB? Okay. This came from a lawyer. So that drug would be absorbed through the victim's skin and make it easier to take advantage of, exploit, and assault him or her. In the past, numerous civil complaints have been filed by plaintiffs who allege that they have been SA'd by Combs between 1991 and 2009. In November 2023, 3 lawsuits were filed against Combs under the New York Survivors Act. Cassie, an artist of Bad Boy, Ventura, and we know what happened to Cassie. I'm not going through that. Joy Dickinson Neal also sued Combs in New York, alleging Combs did similar stuff to her. Liz Gardner, who Combs met at an event hosted by a record label affiliated with Bad Boy. In December 2023, an anonymous plaintiff sued Combs in New York for giving her substances and R-ing her in 2003 when she was 17 years old. The victim alleged that employees and business associates of Combs, through their affiliation with Bad Boys Enterprise, lured her to Combs' home, where Combs then R-ed her. I really believe they wrote that one up wrong, because that one said it happened in the studio. And so I don't know who this lawyer is that wrote this, but they messy, and it's a mess. In February 2024, Little Rodney Jones, one of Combs' former producers, sued Combs for forcing him to engage in unwanted sex acts and trafficking, among other allegations. Mr. Jones alleged that Combs regularly gave him substances, including minors, by giving them. See, this lawyer is a mess, because Rodney sued in 2023, not 2024. Somebody could correct me if I'm wrong, but Rodney sued in 2023, the end, I believe it was. And so that's Little Rodney case. They still didn't tell us. They on page 6 of Candace's lawsuit. We still ain't hear what happened to Candace, but we're going to continue on. May 2024, former model Christine McKinley, and April Lampos sued Combs, okay, saying that something happened to them in 2003. In July 2024, former adult film star Andrea English. If you want to know about Andrea English, she's all over YouTube. You just got to put her name in, and she's doing a bunch of interviews on YouTube. In September 2024, singer Dawn Richard also sued Combs. Okay, so she's from Dirty Money. We did that lawsuit over here too. And we're on page 7. We still ain't hear what happened to our Candace. Okay. In September 2024, a federal grand jury in Manhattan indicted Combs and charged him with ST. Okay, we know that. All right, fine. Combs' history of violence against women unequivocally establishes that his actions are motivated by gender, both man and woman. Combs has a profound contempt for women and a desire to dominate both minors and other men. His conduct shows a long-standing practice of defeating and attempting to humiliate men, women, and children. His practices and desires are different for men, women, and children, but his actions are unequivocally motivated by victims' particular gender and age. Plaintiff's allegations herein subsequently mirror Combs' prior conduct as established through criminal indictments and other lawsuits. Through this case, plaintiff seeks a full measure of justice from a man who thought his power, money, and influence rendered him untouchable. Plaintiff joins many other victims by filing this complaint in hopes that their common voice makes it impossible for Combs to assault another person ever again. The conduct complained of in many of the cases to be brought involve others who facilitated, encourage, or participate in the conduct alleged. Plaintiff Candace, here we go on page 8 of 19 pages. We finally get to hear about Candace. Plaintiff Candace is a female who resides in Tennessee. The city has been left, okay. So they didn't put in a city because they don't want you to try to find her, okay. Defendant Combs is a male who, on information and belief, resides in New York City through incarceration in the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. On information and belief, at all relevant times, Combs owned and or controlled Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings, and they named the rest of his companies. The fact of Combs' ownership and titles at the Combs Corporations enable him to commit the unlawful violence against plaintiff described herein and to harass and subsequently intimidate her into silence after he arred her. Defendant CEO, and then they name all his stuff, a limited liability company incorporated in Delaware that has its principal place of business in Sunset Boulevard, second floor, West Hollywood. Combs, let me see. They're just saying here about his company and why the company should be liable. They're talking here why Bad Boy should be liable, right? Again, that's the company. They're just talking about the different companies and why they named those companies and why those companies should be liable, right? So, and they do that because in the case that they claim Diddy doesn't have any money, then they want to get the money from said companies of his. Defendant Marriott International Inc. is a domestic business corporation doing business in New York that on information and belief now has its principal place of business at, they changed the business. They're still talking about why they suing the businesses. I'm trying to think. Okay, jury demand. Combs staff. Okay, so factual allegations. Here we are. Combs and his staff regularly invited members of the public to events such as music video shoots, photo shoots, autograph signings in and around New York City. One of such events took place in 2004 across the street from Candace College campus in Brooklyn, New York. Through Ms. McCary's friends and Combs' accomplices and agents, Ms. McCary received an invitation to Combs' photo shoot. She was 19 years old at the time. She was flattered and excited to receive such an invitation from an individual of Combs' celebrity stature. Candace accompanied her friends to the event and discovered that it was a photo shoot promoting the band. a recording group Combs signed to his record label, Bad Boy Entertainment. At the photo shoot, she and one of her good friends, another freshman living in a dormitory with Candace, were eventually invited to an after party by Combs' business associates. Before leaving for the party, Candace had met Combs at the photo shoot. Combs told Candace and her friend that they should come to his hotel for a more exclusive party. Candace and her friend agreed and were taken to the Manhattan area Marriott Hotel by a member of Combs' entourage. Upon arriving at the hotel suite, Candace noticed that there were a dozen people having drinks and listening to music in a relaxed party environment. While attempting to mingle around the party, Candace and her friend were suddenly grabbed and taken to a separate room off from the main party. Candace believed the man was taking them to be a security guard, so she went with him. But when she asked him where they were going, he simply told her, "You know what you're here for." After taking Candace and her friend to the bedroom, the security guard left the room and locked the door. The only person in the room besides Candace and her friend was Mr. Combs. Combs gave Candace and her friend more drinks, then instructed them to take cocoa that he had prepared for use on the coffee table. Candace did not want to do the cocoa. Combs continued getting gradually more aggressive with the two women and eventually began forcibly touching them without consent. When they resisted, Combs ordered Candace's friend to perform oral on him, or else he would have them both unalive. Candace's friend complied as Candace begged Combs to allow them to leave. He did not agree. Combs turned his sights to Candace and forced her to take her clothes off, again under the threat of violence. Once she was undressed, Combs forced himself on her and began to SA her. Combs followed and ultimately argued Candace, all while she was begging him to stop. Soon, and likely due to Candace's cries, the door opened, and the security guard from earlier came in to ask if everything was all right. Candace's friend took the opportunity to rush out of the recently locked door. Candace, however, could not move, as Mr. Combs was still on top of her. Combs got off of Candace to talk to the security guard. He left the room, but told Candace to stay, otherwise she would be unalive. After about a half an hour of sitting in the dark room by herself, another security guard came and told her she could leave. Candace gathered her things and left immediately and called a taxi back to her dormitory in downtown Brooklyn. Plaintiff hereby incorporates each of the foregoing paragraphs as fully set forth herein. And then it just kind of goes through all of the things that she's, charging him with and what she wants and what happened and the Marriott, how they should be involved too. And this is from this, again, respectfully submitted, the Busby law firm. Busby, and then he got all these attorneys under it. But I'm wondering who proofread this thing for him. It's a whole hot mess. But I will say this: they forced her to say her name, and she said her name. Felicia, your thoughts?
All right. So thank you, Diva, for that summation of the multiple civil lawsuits against Mr. Combs. It was a good refresher. Sorry about what happened to Candace. I believe her story. I do. And I wish she had come forward sooner. I wish she had said what happened to her. If I'm not mistaken, this happened in 2004. So I believe why they put it in a summation form is because according to the indictment, the criminal indictment, they're only going back to 2007. But it is 20 years ago. We don't know where the friend is. I was just going to say that. I feel bad because we don't know what happened to the friend, or maybe she just didn't put in there. But this
I'm going to let you finish, Felicia, but she probably, because she don't know where she is, couldn't get in touch with her, and she didn't want to do a Don Richard that just put Kalana's name in there, and Kalana lost her mind.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
There seems to be a pattern of a couple of lawsuits where it was two people.
Mm-hmm.
And they get separated and they get assaulted in separate rooms, and the people interchange the assaulters.
Yeah, right.
I'm hoping that now that she's had to come forward and put her name, that although it may be too late for her to file a criminal lawsuit, that she does that.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they tell her, it's too late, it's 20 years or whatever, you still file it. They forced her to come forward with her name, and she did. So now they have to address the situation. And once again, as you've often pointed out, these security guards, they never know who is a security guard. They don't know, give a description. They don't know a name. I'm baffled by that piece. I just don't know if that's the best thing to call somebody who opens the door and says, is everything okay in here? But I think this, again, should be a clear message to anybody going into this industry, going to any parties, going to any of these places. You're not safe. It's very dangerous. Stay away.
Ooh, you're not safe. Yeah, you're not safe. Wayne, your thoughts? Wayne, are you there? Okay, I'll come back to Wayne. Katrina, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Diva. My thoughts are, I believe her. It's been he got too many allegations on him, and they all add up to be the same. I just hope that the ones that really, really went through something is the ones that really, really get something. And the frivolous lawsuits, they need to get out the way and they need to stop, because by them having lawsuits like that, they can say, well, this person is lying. Why we not thinking that they're coming for Diddy, this person, that person. So we got people out there that's telling the truth and need their truth to be told. We need the ones that doing the frivolous stuff to stand down, because you're gonna mess up the ones that really deserve it, the ones that really went through it. And like you said, I would be two people and they split up. And like in the security guard, they should be blamed on as also, because not because they one that did the R-ing, it's because the ones they know what he did and didn't try to help. That's the sad thing, that a man sat around and seen another man doing this all because it was Diddy, and they didn't want to lose their job and they want to get paid. So y'all watch this man do a lot of things to these women and to these young girls or to these young boys, whoever did it to them, and you didn't say a word. So I think they should be brought up in the lawsuit as well. That's all I got.
Yeah. It is the problem is, though, they keep saying that other people did this too. And the person that said, you know what you're here for, they need to go down too. If you're hearing screams in the room and you talking about, is everything okay? No, everything not okay. And I don't know, like she said she was left in a dark room, but I mean, I don't know. I'm just like, you couldn't get up to turn on the lights. In the original lawsuit, it talked more about how she was kind of coiled on the floor and was feeling for her clothes. I'm sure she was traumatized. This is a mess. Wayne, your thoughts? Are you there?
Yeah. I'm gonna pass on this one, Diva.
Yeah, no problem. I understand. Okay, so listen, guys. The train pulled out late, but we pulled out. Thanks for being here. Y'all know the routine. If you didn't hit the like button on the way in, do me a favor. Don't cheat the diva. Hit the like button on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody.
Choo choo.
Choo choo.